Hi, I'm Randy Hollenbeck, and this is the Music Roundtable. Today on the show, we have alternative rock band Sunday Complex.
Hi.
Hi. Happy to be here.
Everyone told me how much trouble you were, leaving a trail of broken hearts on the floor. And I knew when we first met that you would walk away, but there was something so tempting about dancing your flame. You started a fire and left me to burn. There's nothing left to say, you live and you learn. Just a cheap apology and a short goodbye. You're just a devil in disguise.
Could you introduce yourselves and what instrument you play?
Yes. I'll start. I'm Tab, and I sing for Sunday Complex.
I'm Jenna. I play bass.
Okay. I just wanted to get in a couple easy questions to start out. What was the first album you bought?
Oh, I know mine.
Oh, go share.
Okay, I would say the first album that I can recall buying was Hannah Montana, Best of Both Worlds. I think that's what it's called. It was the very first Hannah Montana soundtrack that came out. And I remember I was very, very excited about it. And I went to the store with my mom at midnight to buy it, as if it was like one of those big midnight releases. And we like got to Walmart and I was like looking for it and couldn't find it. And I had to go up and I was like, do you guys have the Hannah Montana soundtrack? And the girl was like, I think in the back. And it was very anticlimactic, but also the best moment of my teenage life because I was such a huge Miley Cyrus fan from the start.
Incredible. Gosh. I don't know. It was definitely a CD.
Yeah, for sure.
But I think that I can remember like a couple of that I had. I had one of those stereos that had like the 5 discs that could like revolve. And I remember a couple that I played often, but I don't remember which one I bought first. But one of them was the Now That's What I Call Music. I think it might have been 29, but it was the one that had like Disturbia on it. Bangers. And then also the Cheetalicious Christmas.
Yes.
CD was so good. And I would play that every Christmas for years.
Okay. First concert you attended?
I don't remember this, but my mom told me my first concert was Shania Twain when I was little.
Oh, okay.
I'm sure that it was a banger.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. Let's go, girls. Mine, I know it was a country concert, but I don't recall what my very first one was. But my first one that I distinctively remember was, again, Hannah Montana. Miley Cyrus, like, I was there, the Jonas Brothers opened, and I cried. It was, like, the best moment of my life. So, yeah, Miley Cyrus all the way.
Now, did you have good seats for that show?
Oh my gosh, no, not at all. Actually, I did not. We didn't have tickets at all. I remember when it came out, we didn't get tickets and then they were sold out. And I remember asking my dad, I was like, can we just go downtown to Pittsburgh and sit outside and listen? And my dad was like, well, it's not that kind of venue, honey. Like, you're not going to be able to hear anything because it's all indoors. But we will go down. We will try our hardest. And when we got there, we walked in. He was like, well, let's just go see if they have any more tickets like at the door. And there was a woman that was in line before us, and she had 2 little girls with her. And she asked for tickets, and they said they had 3 tickets left, but 2 were together and one was like on the other side. of the arena. And so she declined them. And then my dad went up and he was like, we'll take those two together. And so it was not expected. Those seats were terrible. I think it was like half behind a pillar. I stood the whole time. Didn't even matter. I was just like in my element, you know, watching Miley Cyrus as Hannah Montana. It was the greatest moment of my life, I think.
Okay, I wanted to dig in a little bit of history. What sparked your interest into being in a band and getting into music?
I mean, getting into music in general for me, I've just like always loved to sing since I was a kid. So it was kind of a no-brainer. And whenever I like went to middle school and you got to elect if you actually took music classes or anything like that, I was all for it. But being in this band specifically, this is the only band I've ever been in. Josh, who's our guitarist, he used to date my sister, my younger sister in high school. And I remember he had been in a band and they had just like broken up and he was like starting a new one.
He was in like 2 before that, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was. And I remember I told my sister, I was like, hey, if Josh needs a singer for his band, like, let him know, I'll do it. And it was kind of like half serious, half kidding. And then he was like, no, for real, we're doing it. You're the singer in our band. Like, that's it, Tab. And the rest is history for me.
Yeah, if there's anything to know about Joshua, it's that he will capitalize on anything. Any of the little things, he's like, okay, bet we're doing it. So we're almost home with that first iteration of Sunday Complex, I guess. So with Tab and Josh and another drummer, another guitarist at the time, Josh was playing bass.
Yeah.
And that, you know, time passed and went. People did their own thing.
Yeah.
Afterwards.
And Josh and I were playing acoustic a lot. It was just him and I for a while.
Yeah. And then, I don't know, a couple years ago, Josh was talking to me one day saying that, you know, him and Tab want to try to get a full band back together, that they have this drummer and he's really cool and they vibe and they're now just looking for a bassist. Because at that point, Josh had been playing guitar for a while, just like acoustically, and I think he wanted something different. And he figured it'd be easier to find a bassist than a guitarist for a band. And, you know, he's on the phone with me just telling me this, and I was like, you need a bassist? I'll play bass for you. No problem. It can't be that hard. You did it. And I've never touched bass. I've never touched really an instrument before in my life. I've done like, you know, musicals and show choir and stuff, but never like instrumental. And he on the phone was like, oh, okay, cool, great. Thanks. Come home any day and I'll like teach you how to play. And I was like, what? And he goes out and he buys me a bass guitar. So at this point I'm like, whoa, he's serious. And so he started teaching me how to play, and then I stopped by practice and that was it. Been there ever since, sucked in.
Oh. I actually remember whenever Josh told me, because we were like, we wanted to do the full band thing again, but we were like, okay, gotta find the right people, like, you know. And he was like, we were driving to practice one day, him and I, and he's like, hey, I think I found a bassist for our band. And I was like, oh, okay, who is it? He's like, Jenna. I said, yes. Yes, absolutely, Jenna. First of all, yes, absolutely. And second of all, to have another girl in the band, like, yes, let's go.
Now, did you pick up bass quickly?
I think pretty quickly. It's nice that in the easy parts of bass guitar, you only have to play one note or like one string at a time. So that's been really helpful. And I've always had a really good sense of like rhythm and like the beats. And I know I did like music theory in high school. And so I had like a good general sense of music. And so I think just figuring out where the notes are and how to make or keep strumming on beat, it's kind of where I was going from there. But I feel like I picked it up pretty quickly. I don't practice very much, and my brother gets pretty mad about it. He won't be blatantly mad, but like you can tell he seethes a little bit we're at practice, and he's like, well, why don't you know this part? I'm like, I haven't practiced since our last practice. I'm sorry, I forgot. But so I think without practicing on my own, I feel like I'm doing pretty well.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. I'd say so.
It's been fun. It's been fun.
Okay, who would you say are some of your musical influences?
Miley Cyrus.
So many times you could.
I know, seriously. I feel like I'm just like the biggest Miley Cyrus fan. So no shame. Okay, because she is amazing. She's an incredible artist, so you can't deny that. But yeah, definitely Miley for me. Now I just feel like I don't know any music artists in my head now. I'm like
blank.
That's it. And it's like Hannah Montana, nothing else.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. I feel like I don't necessarily listen to music to be like, that's a really good bass line, I'm gonna learn it. So like as inspiration for me as an artist, I don't feel like I really attach myself to like the bassist role. I feel like I listen to music more for like the lyrics.
Yeah.
Like I'm really into like almost like the poetry of like lyrics and like some like lines. I'm like, oh, that's so good how they like worded that and like imagery in songs. But that's not my role at all in this band.
I mean, it could be. Do you want to
No, that's
expand?
okay.
Let's
That's
go.
okay. That's okay. You do such a
Oh gosh.
Okay, how did you come up with the name for the band?
Yeah. So we teetered for a bit on whether to keep the name We're Almost Home, or to change it to something new. Since half the band was the same and half the band were new people, we were kind of uncertain for a bit.
Yeah, we definitely went back and forth for a while.
And I think that I don't know what really made the decision, but we were like, nope, we're going to do it. We're going to change it. We're new people. We have new vibes. We're going to start writing our own music and want this to be something that's ours, like the four of us, and not like me and Adam stepping in and just like filling what used to be, in a sense. So we had several weeks, even months probably, where we were just like, okay, everybody say all of the stupid band names until we come up with something that's good.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Death by Turtles.
Yeah,
that was the big one.
That was a good one.
That
we
was
were
a good
hooked on
one.
for a while.
We would just say random phrases, and it became a running joke too. Like we would just say something, and they'd be like, "That's a band name."
But it came down to, I don't know, one day I was like, okay, I really like if we did like something complex, like a complex. And Adam was like, what if I really like days of the week? What if we were like a day of the week complex?
Yeah.
So it was really kind of stupid reason.
Yeah.
Sunday complex.
When we said it though, we were like Sunday Complex.
Yeah.
We were like, yeah, that's
That's
it.
it.
We love that. That's got to be it. And then it was smooth sailing after that.
Okay, I wanted to talk about a couple of your songs here. Cheap Apologies. It's real upbeat and like rocking. And you sing in there, started a fire and left me to burn. There's nothing left to say. You live and you learn. Can you tell me a little bit about that song and how you guys created it and stuff like that?
Oh my gosh. Cheap Apologies. Wow. That's an old one. That one's from We're Almost Home originally.
Yeah, so the couple of songs, well, not all of them now, that we have out on Spotify and other places to listen, we have kind of bundled into a little EP album-y thing called We're Almost Home, because it was the three most played songs of the We're Almost Home band from when I was in high school.
Yeah.
So over 10 years now, probably.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Yeah, that you guys have been doing that. So I can't speak to really any of the writing of it, but
I didn't actually write that
sister.
one. That was not me. I think it was Josh, to be honest. The beginning of my journey into being in a band was me not knowing. That was my first experience. So it was a lot of me just being like, what do I do? Someone tells me what to do? Okay, got it. Absolutely understood. And so they just like handed me these lyrics. And they're like, make them fit into the song that we've created. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I think we can do this. But they have kind of, even though I wasn't the one that wrote them, just because I've been singing them for so long now, I think we started in 2014 is when We're Almost Home started. So it's been a while. But they've just kind of, after singing them for so long, they just have become my own. Like this is my song. This is my voice. It's always been my voice. So it's just, I don't know. And now I see myself like identifying with these songs in different ways that I did previously, or like, I don't know. So started a fire and left me to burn. I don't know. That one feels like, when I sing that one, it kind of feels like more of like a little revenge song to me. Like, and because it's like more upbeat and more like,
It's like the rockier.
yeah,
The rock
and
end
so
of our band.
yeah, so I'm just like, I don't know. That one, I like that song a lot because I kind of feel like a badass when I sing it, and I'm like, yeah, like I'm singing these lyrics that I didn't even write, but to me, I'm like, oh yeah, somebody wronged me, and yeah, I'm definitely in this like rebellious, like, I don't know, stage when I sing it.
I took my chances and kept you as long as I could, but that wasn't enough for you. Nothing ever was. When I found out someone new jumped in my place. Now as I'm watching from afar, you left me more than a scar. You started a fire and left me to burn. There's nothing left to say. You live and you learn. Just a cheap apology and a short goodbye. You're just a devil in disguise.
Yeah, it's kind of like gritty, and there's like some energy behind it, you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I think it's fun to play.
Yeah, I like that one a lot. I do like
Especially like a little breakdown. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, it's very, I just love it. It's so upbeat, yeah. Especially some of our songs are not so upbeat, so it's really nice when we get that, like, I like that a lot. That one's a good one for sure. And like that's a fan favorite for sure too. Cheap Apologies.
Okay. The next song is Wasting My Time, and you start out with I had a little too much to drink. Yeah, I made some mistakes. I'm singing another song about misery and heartbreak. I think a lot of us can relate to those lyrics. So, can you tell me a little bit about that one?
For sure. That one, oh my gosh. So that one's also the same thing. It's in the We're Almost Home. That one, gosh, it's so long ago. I'm like totally blanking. Let's see.
It's like when you forget the original story, but it kind of grows.
It grows
away.
into something else. It really does. It's
I think
just
those lyrics too in that song is something that I think a lot of people can relate to in a lot of different parts of their life or different experiences. So I think that that's like a really cool part of that song as well.
So
You can
true.
apply it to multiple situations, and like when people hear it, they're like, "Yeah, been there, feel that."
yeah. And honestly, that's how I identify with it too. I think that whenever whenever I sing it now, I like when I first started singing it, I don't think I had any experiences that even related close to that, like personally. But now when I sing it, I'm like, oh yeah, I actually do identify with that. Oh, I really have. I've gone through heartbreaks now, and I've done these things that I definitely hadn't even been through when we started singing these, because I was just out of high school. So those were not things that I had gone through. I definitely was not having too much to drink, going through these heartbreaks. But now that I have, it's so funny because like I really do identify with the things that I'm saying, even though at the time they were nonsensical things that were being written just to say something, I guess.
Do you think you sing it differently now? That it like kind of has a little bit more meaning than when you first started?
Oh yeah, for sure. Because I have like, there's personal meaning to it now for me. When there wasn't, when there was just me singing to say the words that were there, and now it's like, yeah, this actually, I recall the relationship that I'm thinking of. There is a guy I'm thinking of when I sing this song. So yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah, you have those experiences now that you could relate to.
Most definitely.
And there's like a really cool breakdown in that song too.
Yeah, that was the first single that we.
Oh
recorded
yeah,
as a band.
I love Wasting My Time. I really like that one too, because that was one that Josh and I had when we were doing like just acoustic, him and I remember sitting on the floor in my kitchen one day. He'd come over, we were just having a little practice, just him and I, and we were just like, let's just vibe, see if we can do it. Like, we've never played it acoustic, let's play it acoustic. And we did, and it was such a cool experience. And we were like, oh wait, I really like this. And we had changed it up a little bit, and it was so different, so neat. So I don't know. I really like Wasting My Time, and I was really happy that it was the first song that we released on our. That was right.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, on our with our EP.
I think Apathy's my favorite.
Apathy.
Yeah.
Apathy that's your mom's favorite.
That's true. She has good taste.
I had a little too much to drink, yeah, I made some mistakes. I'm singing another song about misery and heartbreak. As the world keeps spinning around and around and around and around, everything has to change, and yet it all seems the same. It's just another day. You left me here with a broken heart and a broken smile. I don't remember how long I've hurt, but I know it's been a while. It's not like I haven't been here before, always giving a little more. And now I feel like I'm wasting my time. Yes, I'm wasting my time on you.
What's your plans for this year?
I think we're trying to write a little bit more now.
Yeah.
I think the first year or so of us being together was kind of a lot of teaching me and catching us up and like trying to be a full band again.
Yeah, like find our groove for sure.
Yeah, and doing a lot of covers to like learn and play together too. We really do enjoy playing covers. And, like,
We
really
do.
like singing covers. I think that's kind of how I also started doing a lot of covers, and so I'm not a good writer of music. I'm just kind of like, hey, I'm waiting for you to tell me what to play. But then sometimes get frustrated whenever my brother tells me what to play. I'm like, control me.
It's a double-edged sword.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, definitely writing for sure. Just playing more gigs a little bit, and I don't know, just vibing. It's really, we haven't,
takes us.
it's been a little bit too, like our first gig of the year is coming up. So we're really excited for that.
I won't be there.
Oh, I know. I
Sad.
hate you. But we're, definitely focusing on writing, I think, is our plan. We have a schedule. We have our little agenda that we want to do. So writing is top of the list.
And there are a couple of shows that were almost home, like the old band had been playing for years that will continue to play. So there's like a show in I think June and in September that we kind of look forward to every year to playing. So we'll have some shows and hopefully some new music out by the end of the year next year. We'll see.
Yeah.
Sometimes we are overly ambitious in the amount of time that we think it will take for us to produce new music.
Yes, very true. We're like, oh, we could do that by the end of the month. I'm like, no, we can't. Guys, no, we can't. We've never done that. We are not that quick. The turnaround time is not that quick for us. But we are very, overly ambitious.
It's good to set high goals.
Yeah.
What's your next show?
Our next show is March Radness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's also a fun one that they do every year.
Yeah, end of the month, and we're actually playing with Gabbie Hanna, who we played with before, so we're really excited to play with her again. Yeah, that's
March Madness is a good vibes show, right? So good vibes entertainment is, like a entertainment studio company.
Yeah, they book shows for artists.
Yeah, both our drummer and guitarist kind of work with and start to set up shows. So we have been doing March Madness for this is year 3.
I think so, yeah. Yeah, but we really like it. It's really fun too. It's like high energy. Everybody there is like the vibes are just always so awesome. So it's really great. I'm excited that it's our first one. I know, but I'm excited that's our first one because it really just like brings you back into like, okay, we're doing this. Like, oh, we love this. Let's keep going. And then it kind of always like once we do one, we just keep going. So
for sure.
Now, for your writing style, can you tell us a little bit about how that goes? Does usually like Josh and Adam come up with the song and then they present it to you guys?
We've done it a couple different ways, I guess. We've done it that way. We've
played around with some
stuff. Sometimes we just have a like a jam sesh basically where we just are like, okay, let's see what we get, see what comes, and then sometimes we'll be like, okay, Josh will come and he'll be like, okay, I wrote this, I have this, and bring it to Adam, and they'll kind of like start with something and bring Jenna into it, and they'll give me music, and then I'm find lyrics that fit it. But other times I have just like written lyrics and brought them and been like, okay, this is my idea. I have absolutely no idea how I want this to go, but can we try and make it work so it fits like it's supposed to in my head? And they're actually really good with working with me too. Josh is amazing, honestly, because I feel like I'd be really hard to work with.
Josh is like the playmaker of most of the music writing.
Yeah.
He drives a lot of it and has a lot of really cool ideas. And I feel like I just don't have a lot of the experience and like knowledge that he does. So I'm just kind of like, if I try to play along with you, I'm gonna mess it up. So just you guys come up with a solid what you want it to sound like, and then I'll slot in and I'll add the pretties or like the soul underneath it, right? As for the bass. But it's been good, I think, for the most part.
Yeah, I think that like lyric wise, sometimes like when I'm writing lyrics too, sometimes they're just things that come to me. So sometimes I'll have trouble sleeping and I'll just like wake up and think of these lyrics, and I'm just like writing them on my phone. And then I'll just come in and I'll be like, I found this, I have this idea of what I want this to be. But, and Josh will just be like, okay, let's piece it together. Let's try and figure it out. And we've come up with a couple of songs that way. So, but the process is different. We haven't, I don't know. We kind of just, somebody brings whatever they have to the table and we kind of just work with it from there.
I've been having fun trying to insert harmonies into like support Tabby's vocals. So that's been a cool thing for me because I do like singing. But it's not something that I don't know, if it comes to me, then I'll be like, okay, here's what I'm doing. But if it doesn't just come to me, I'm like, oh, I guess this song's not going to have any harmonies. So that's something that I'm looking forward to working on a little bit more too. For sure. Is being more intentional.
Okay. Now, you were talking about like you guys do covers and stuff. What kind of covers do you usually do?
We do a good bit of Paramore.
Yeah, Paramore.
Some Taylor Swift. So those are the popular like, fan favorites. Well, they fit your voice really well.
Yeah, that's true.
We do a lot of covers that Tab's voice shines at, because Tab has a really like powerful, strong voice. It's very pretty, but there are some like female vocalists that also have similar voices that like you can really shine at, and like Paramore songs and Taylor Swift have some really good parts like that.
Yeah.
Which are really fun.
No, they are. I love them. I thoroughly enjoy them. Our Paramore songs, those are my favorites.
They're so good.
Oh my god. I love them. I just love it. It's so fun.
You hear Hayley Williams so much? She's so
Yes.
good.
Honestly, and I just love, I don't know, because they're songs that I have heard previously, like that I've already known. And so when you hear a song and you like identify with it, it feels like such an honor to get to play those and sing those songs. So I thoroughly enjoy singing covers. But I swear, when we're doing Paramore, those, I just love that feeling. I feel so powerful and like awesome. The energy it changes it. So
I feel like those songs are also like crowd pleasers, and it's really fun as like an artist to be on stage and to see people in the audience like having fun and interacting with the music that you're playing. And so songs like that are really popular that people know particularly well, it's really fun to be able to be like, yeah, we're singing together, we're sharing this moment together. And so those are really good examples.
We sing we play I Don't Wanna Be by Gabbie too, which is just everyone knows that song. But when we play that song, sometimes people are singing, like they are so happy. It is so cool to have that experience with the audience. It's just like a much more personal experience. So covers are such an awesome thing to get to do as well. Big fan of covers.
No, what Paramore songs do you cover?
Do Crush, Crush, Crush.
Yeah, that's our favorite.
Yeah.
I think. We've done That's What You Get as well.
Mm-hmm. Which is cool. We did that one for a while, and then we kind of got sick of it. We were like, okay. No.
And then we switched to Crush.
Yeah. Crush, Crush, Crush. That is definitely our favorite. Mm-hmm. That one, I think that was the first time that you and I ever sang together, though. Do you know what I mean? Like, when you actually started...
The harmony.
Yeah, and just when we do... I was like, can you do Crush? Say Crush, Crush, Crush with me? And I remember because... I was like, okay, Jenna and I are going to sing together, and we would look at each other, and then I couldn't laugh. I always laughed. I can't look at you, and even to this day, sometimes I'll like look over, but I have to look away because I will laugh, and then it's just ruined.
Okay. Let's see. So your plans are to go into the studio and record a couple new songs before the end of the year.
Yes. Yeah. We are, and we. What are we?
We got started on right now. Not Lost.
Yeah.
So we did a really cool like live session with Allie Gibson, who does the Blossom sessions, and so we did a Blossom session, and it was a really cool experience.
It was
cool. Beautiful, and while it was just an acoustic version, so really they didn't need me. I was just there to look cute. You can't hear the bass at all if you play it back. I tried really hard. I was like, no, not it. But we have that recording, like the live Blossom session on Spotify now, which is really exciting.
Yeah.
So since we have that one out, we are now working on getting like the full sound back recorded and hopefully put on Spotify soon. We'll see. We might also wait until we have more sounds recorded. I'm not exactly sure of our plan for that.
Yeah.
But we have 2 others that are pretty set and working on third / I guess fourth if we're including Not Lost.
Yeah, right? We have like 88 and
your mom.
Oh, your mom. Okay, yeah. So we're hopefully recording stuff soon. I mean, we definitely are. You guys were already working on Not Lost, and I'm supposed to record vocals I think this week. So
exciting.
Very exciting.
Tab's really annoying when we're recording because me and Josh will be in there and we'll have to take multiple takes at like everything, and then Tab steps up to the mic and it's like one time through, and the people are like, yeah, well that was perfect. So, okay, what you got next?
Meanwhile, I'm like sitting there, I'm so nervous, and I'm like hyper analyzing every single word I'm saying and the way that my mouth forms the words when I'm saying it, because I'm like, oh, it matters now. It matters. Like, I will know that I said like the tiniest word wrong, even though no one else will, but I'll know. And I'm like, oh. I'm so anxious the whole time I'm singing.
It doesn't come through though.
Thank you.
Okay. How can we get a hold of you? Facebook, Instagram?
Both.
Oh,
Yes.
nice.
Sunday Complex Band on Facebook. I think
And
Instagram too. Yeah. Yep. And then
Spotify. I think Apple Music. I only use Spotify.
Yeah, me too. But no, it's on everything. It's like on wherever you stream your music. I think we're everywhere. Yeah, because we're on Pandora. I know for sure.
Where all the cool kids go.
Yeah, I don't know. I use Spotify. But yeah, you can definitely find us Facebook, Instagram.
Sunday Complex Band.
Yes.
Okay. That's all the questions I have. Thanks for coming on the show today. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
Thank you so much for having us.
Yeah,
This is such a cool experience. It's really cool to get to do this and be asked these questions. It's like, I don't know.
Yeah, and we're growing as a band, and we're glad that people want to hear from like small bands. So
Yeah, for
it's
sure.
great that you guys have listeners who are interested in hearing more, and we're happy to be here. So thank you so much.
It's just the same old